the Frachelor.
I had a hella good time at the wheel with Hayden P and my boys, but sometimes I'm a homebody. So I thought, what not a better place to have this Ganja Gathering than close to home? In fact, like 4 feet from my home. Ladies, welcome to my garage.
Welcome one and all to the second group date. My name is Jaxson Reed. I'll have the call for you this evening. But before we get things started, Tyler, how are we feeling about tonight?
Jaxson, I'm so stoked right now. I'm so ready to blaze up. I got my boy Kolton here. Nobody burns like him. Most important, just ready to see if these girls can hang.
Now, the odds makers out in Las Vegas have made the odds, and it seems that Emma N is a presumptive favorite, but maybe you have a differing opinion. Who do you have your eye on?
Jaxson, this might be a hot take, but I think Ella should be the clear favorite. She has purple hair. She collects sparkly rocks. Kind of makes me think she's a junkie.
Kind of makes me think she's a little bit sketchy. But we'll bring it over to Mel Kiper, our Frachelor analyst. Mel, you know a lot about girls with purple hair. Over to you. Yeah, well, thank you, Jaxson. Right away, we get a look at Ella N. You know, first through the door, you got a lot of potential here. You got a lot of good. You got a lot of bad. First, let's start with the good. You know, she's first here. She shows up on time. She's here early, and I think their Frachelor's going to like that. But then again, I got a lot more bad. But again, we like what we see on tape with the potential. We like what we see here. But then again, doesn't sit down on a couch, doesn't sit down on a sofa. She brings her own yoga mat. But then again, doesn't comply to the rules of authority. That's the big thing on my big board, why she takes a couple hits. You know, she's got a lot of curses, a lot of witchcraft going on over there. Maybe she put some witchcraft on Shadur Sanders. That's why he fell all the way to the 5th round. So she kind of goes down my big board. But then again, we take a look at her. She looks like she's having a lot of fun. But then again, the X factor, and I think what's really going to set her over the top, it's a big boom or bust kind of idea, the stuffy Lulu Labubu. Can she use that as her leverage to get with our Frachelor?
And like, this one is like more rare. There's not very many of like the sea salt coconut colors.
I'm not gonna lie, I stopped listening like 3 minutes ago. You might have to like write it down on the to or something, but
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, guys, we're going to look at one of my favorite prospects here in the Frachelor. You got Meron A. This is a total boom or bust prospect. Let's start with a little bit of a background. She was a high school theater kid. That's a little bit of a boom or bust in its own right. Was she a cool theater kid hanging out with the cast, hanging out with the other friend groups in the high school? Or was she not a cool theater kid hanging with the stage crew, doing the props and doing the curtains? That's not what we're looking for in a prospect. But it's that age-old debate. Preparation or is it an experience? And now, obviously, you can be an experience, and this is obviously a huge competition for her. You've got experienced smokers here, left, right, and center. You got Tyler, you got Kolton. Those two are studs, All-Americans. We've been through, they've been here, done that. But you also, she's prepared. She's looked through the playbook. She's looked at Tyler's high school football number. She knows what she's doing. She's read the playbook. But guys, the number one thing and the biggest red flag on my big board, she brought Swisher Sweets. That's like a fancy suit on draft night. We don't need that. Just a nice Navy sport coat, some nice Navy pants, and we're set there. We don't need to go to the gas station and buy Swisher Sweets for $1.99. That proves nothing to me. That's a big red flag. I don't know if that's going to push her through in this competition.
My theater teacher in high school always said water's the most important thing to have, but I know that was a little much, but I just wanted you to stay hydrated. That's what Wiki House said.
I mean, I understand that because I consider myself like a hybrid athlete, but at the same time, do not like take control of my body and shove stuff down my throat unless it's beer.
Yeah, guys, we're going to look at a prospect, Emma Nobo, last but certainly not the least, but let's talk about that last part, the character concerns. She showed up last to the spoke session. I don't like that. You got to show up on time, especially on the Frachelor. This is a big competition. Showing up last, I don't like that. But it reminds me a lot of Jamarcus Russell. In the right system, she's already connected with Tyler. It seems that they like each other already, very similar to the Raiders and Jamarcus Russell in 2007. Seems like they like each other. Can they be a good fit? We're going to have to find out. But then, one more thing, the character concerns. Is she up there in the head? We can't really know. We're going to have to find out with Tyler. We will throw it over to him.
If you're not in a sorority, how do you make friends?
Oh, like my roommates. They're my best friends, and I make friends with people in my classes, too.
Are they in sororities?
No.
Oh, so they're like Jades?
Yeah.
Now, guys, we're going to look at Kolton here. Now, I'll tell you what, he's not one of our contestants tonight, but if he was, he'd be number one on my big board. And there's a couple reasons for that. He's reliable. He's dependable. He is the Robin to Tyler's Batman. And I got to tell you, I love this duo, and I love this prospect, Kolton. He shows up on time, a reliable kid. Reminds me a lot of Trevor Lawrence coming out of Clemson, got picked by the Jacksonville Jaguars. I love that pick. He reminds me a lot of him. And I'll tell you what, maybe he's not up here mentally all like that, but Trevor Lawrence had the long hair. Maybe wasn't as smart as the other ones, but I'll tell you what, this guy can absolutely burn, and he's going to be a great player tonight.
Colt, I need to know, like, how do you think this smoke sesh is going?
Mid.
I mean, junkie, creepy. The newbie, tweak. Emma? No.
I guess you're right.
What? What do you think?
I'm glad you asked. So, dude, I don't know. I was hanging out with Ella, and the rocks were just freaking me out. Saw your like rocks and stuff, like kind of remind me of my older sister who works at Earthbound. You know, don't get me wrong. I've always been open to like spirituality and like especially like Buddhism and stuff. Like I see some like cool stuff about like Buddhism on Twitter, and I with it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I with Buddhism. When she was 15, she like came out as bisexual, and like she.
One second.
Meron A, I just got to be straight up with you. This has been on my mind for the past like 30 minutes, and I'm getting really mixed signals about it, but I just need to know, do you burn? You actually burn?
I burn. Hello? St. Anthony.
Are you guys seeing this shit right now? Or am I tripping? Like, what's going on?
Bro, burning is so you. That's so not her.
There's a dead giveaway that you don't burn, and it's the fact that you brought Swisher Sweets. Nobody smokes that way.
And we can tap in to find one of your spirit guides.
I was right in the pregame with you. She's junkie. Yeah, it's fine. It's totally chill. I just don't want to make you paranoid right now. We're chill. We're good. Don't trust me. You're good.
No, I'm not paranoid. I swear. I'm fine.
Yeah. No, you're chill. You're chill.
Yeah, I'm chill. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Emma, one thing I've been meaning to get off my chest is just an apology for how much of a dork I was when we met for the first time. Now it was just not my finest game.
Really? You think?
Definitely not.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's okay because I was nervous too. Like, it was on me too.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was so nervous walking up those stairs. You have no idea.
She might seem too perfect though.
God, Emma's just like a chiller. Like,
Yeah.
dude, I think I'm going to choose Emma. Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, you know, maybe we could retry the hug if you wanted.
Really?
I'd be down.
Oh, no big go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit. Yeah.
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 We are looking live from the garage here at the Frachelor, and of course we're getting this smoke session started with our Frachelor Tyler, the leadoff hitter, passes the blunt to Emma, and now back to Tyler here wearing an Arizona Diamondbacks hat. Not sure if he's ever seen an Arizona Diamondbacks game, let alone knows a player, but he'll pass it over to our rookie in the session, Meron, and Meron definitely didn't like the feel of that hit at all, but she'll pass it over to Ella, and Lulu Labubu gets in on the action. If you were betting at home, would Lulu Labubu take a hit? You could cash that ticket. I'm not sure what's going on with Meron over there, and I think she's down for the count, and indeed, she is. Good night, Meron. So the blunt's going to go back over him and Emma talking things over. Maybe we ought to call that girl a ride home. We're going to put the blunt down. We're going to call, and then Emma just all of a sudden she's got her arm around our Frachelor Tyler. He's looking for something. It's the rose! In all my days of covering shitty live television, I've never seen something like this. Emma gets the rose. Meron gets a one-hit wonder type of season. She's down for the count, and Ella's trying to revive her over there. I don't think any kind of spiritualness can revive her from the one hit of a bad blunt. That is going to wrap it up here from the Frachelor. Thank you guys for tuning in.